Greetings, fellow castaways. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to The Castaway, Episode 5, Into the Fold. So now that this is almost done being built, I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but there's not too many walls sections left. I think it would be pretty strategic to have a door here, because if I open this door and close this door, it forces them around the well wall, which can be used to kite enemies and get them free shots. Didn't I find jade? I have, yeah. But I can save the jade for the ritual room once we have need of a ritual room, because jade is obviously a really nice material to build ritual rooms out of. That was the thinking. Either that or have some sort of glorious barracks. So now that the perimeter wall is done around the well, the next plan here, Shiv will repair up everything that needs repair. And then it's just to have Shiv essentially sit on the research bench researching how to keep Nikki alive. So the next one of these hydroponic basins that is harvested, I'll put in slikite instead. I guess it will be this one. Put some psychoid in and make drugs for Nikki. How's the water tower not getting filled? We're using a lot of water. It is filling. I was at 0 and I'm at 230 liters. It's just the hydroponic benches are using a whole lot of it, as are bathing and whatnot. Plants need water, and we're drinking, and we're cleaning ourselves in the sink. There are power showers, which are high effective, low water use showers that we could eventually research, but it's not worth it at this moment to invest that way. And then there's moments like this where the wind stops entirely, or almost entirely, and the wind pumps sort of cease to function. Where if we had an electric pump, it would keep it would keep pumping. So it might be worth building an electric pump and having the electric pump on dead power. So if there's prolonged times of no wind, I can at least use the electric pump. Because water is such a precious resource. But deep wells, depending on what the... because I don't get to see the... I don't get to see the underground water table until I research deep wells. But if there's a lot of underground water, that's another fantastic way to source almost infinite amounts of water. Especially paired with electric pump. Is this electric pump going to block the wind? I hope not. So there we go. Now we have an electric pump that is going to ensure that even if the wind dies down, we get plenty of water pulled out of the water table. And anytime I see the wind turbines slow down, I'll just turn the pump on. Alright, Shiv, if you're cutting stone, that is because you should be researching. Let's also start dumping or stockpiling our stone blocks out here. I'm not about to start making shelves just yet, but at least I can do a little bit of organization where I have the stuff that doesn't decay, like stone blocks and steel, outside. So Hudzini, you're going to be hauling for me. And Nikki's almost converted. 4.3 left. As long as she doesn't have some sort of crisis, she'll convert. How good are water filters with pollution? They will negate the potential of pollution entirely, the water filtration. If we got water filtration, it would allow us to have water wells on the polluted areas, but underground water is going to be probably a lot more plentiful than polluted water ponds. So, water filtration is really nice to remove the disease risk, though. So I'm not saying it's not worth having. I'll put it to poll eventually. Oh, I also need to force this door open. Instead of having a spike trap here, what we could do is you could move the spike trap up here. Put a door in here, put slit wall here, and then be able to have this as the trap area. So before I continue on the psychic research, I'll set that up. Oh, you walked over it. I shudder whenever my pawns do that. And I laid it out like this so that we can rearm both traps from the doors. That way there shouldn't be a case where they step on it. And now I can flip these doors so that my own colonists will take the closed door to walk in, but any enemies would take the open door and trip 2 traps. We'll set these to auto rearm, and then I'll update the home zone to keep the base repaired. Looking good. Oh, perfect timing. Gold Dragoons. These guys are almost certainly just going to fight the bugs, though. Yep, they're... Oh, look at that. As predicted. How'd that feel, guys? The Mega Spider got brained, so it's going to be less effective in defending the hive in the future. And it's also bleeding. The Scarab is bleeding out. So with the Scarab bleeding out, there's a bit of a risk of when that Scarab dies, these bugs are going to get mad and start stomping towards me. So I got to keep an eye out for the... I don't think they're going to get towards me unless I'm... unless I start moving towards the hive. But I gotta be careful about that. So I don't really need to disallow these doors, because by default your colonists will make efforts not to walk on spike traps. So I could forbid these doors, or this door specifically, but it doesn't really matter because they're never going to walk on the spike trap anyway. Or they shouldn't. Change him back from hauling? He's just done hauling. Oh, really? Seriously? You had 4% left, and you just went catatonic. Oh my lord. Unbelievable. So dang close. Just remember, you guys added her. I'm working on the drugs. That's what I'm researching. Right now I'm researching drug production, and then I'll do psychite refining. And we're growing psychite. So I'm working on it. I am working on it. Other things that I don't think would be a terrible idea is for me to slowly replace all the steel walls in the base with stone ones, now that we have a very sizable stockpile of stone. I do want Shiv to finish the psychite research first, though, because it's important. And this is how I feel about Nikki. Nikki, you might be catatonic, but you still have a nose. So get ready. I'm moving the poo into your bedroom because I am super unenthused with your attitude here. Your crappy attitude. So I'm just returning the favor. Colonist outsourcing. I'm just, you know, I could consider this. If you guys don't think I need Hudzini at home, should we offer a colonist for 8 days? It would leave Shiv alone, which isn't necessarily perfectly safe, but it's up to you. The rewards were paltry: great bow, recurve bow, uranium, or goodwill. It's not amazing, but it would help us save some food, which is could be its own reward, depending on how you guys feel. This machine pistol wouldn't be bad to have. So, Hudzini, I'm going to put you on a caravan so that you can collect some stuff. The gear, I don't really care about. The clothing, that is. The scarab did die. The spider's probably going to survive. Spellipede hasn't been touched. Now, because I have so much power, I've just left the electric pump on. I figured it wasn't going to be much of a problem. And the amount of power that we're getting out of this tower is really good. So if we're keeping the pump on, I'm almost tempted to break down the windmills, but we don't really need to steal at the moment, so I'll hold off on that. Or prepare a while. You guys got a smoke launcher and EMP grenades, so you literally can't even hurt me. Cool. I'm okay with this. I will turn red for the raid, but I don't think this is going to be quite the threat you think it is. So ready, Ben and Owens? You're about to get schooled. Target practice. And you're done. Do you have good gear? A flak jacket, actually. Not bad. Get over here. Where are you going? Come on. I want your EMP. No, don't run. Okay, whatever. Smoke launcher is going to be really nice if we have to deal with mech clusters. And then the flak jacket's good to have as well if I need a tank. I'm not going to wear the flak jacket right now because it would slow me down. It has a movement speed penalty. But not bad. I love when writers do that. Happy little freebies. Might have been more strategic to cut them off first. Yeah, in hindsight, yeah. Oh, so one thing I'm going to do, Hudzini. You are, because I don't really need more stones cut, I don't think. I'm going to have you smooth out this area here because I see that there's overhead mountain or not overhead mountain over there. And that indicates to me that I can turn this into a freezer, putting this as a chimney. Maybe, probably. I'll let you wear that. It's fine. So I don't have the components for the drug lab at the moment. But I suppose I'll just go get some. That's some steel, which I just blocked the steel spot. Go, good job me. So that will show the dimensions of this area. Because it wouldn't be bad to have a freezer, especially if we start hunting animals that yield meat that is edible. Okay, so this is probably all not overhead mountain. But I'll turn that area into a freezer. And that way it's a freezer that can't get messed with easily, because it's in a chimney. Like in an overhead mountain. Nikki, you've been a real disappointment. I can't wait for her to like join in earnest, converted and all. Can't believe she changed her mind at like 4% left. It's ridiculous. Bax and Vaughn. Melee weapons only. So I would not mind trying to not waste the steel. Sorry, Shiv, that means you have to wake up. So I'm going to switch the door that's open and try to shoot at them as they enter, seeing if I can't just wing one and have them die. Because then all I have to do is flip-flop these doors. And what they'll probably end up doing is they'll punch this door a bit, allowing me to shoot at them for free again. And I could just repair the door. One's dead. And the other's downed. Do you have Psych Out on you? You don't. That's a shame. Well, they're dead. We didn't spend a cent. This entryway might look really primitive, but it is honestly incredibly effective against brawlers. Not so much against shooters, but incredibly effective against brawlers. Designed that way to just completely mow down any meleeers that come in town. It does look dumb. Like, if you didn't know this mod pack and didn't know that the nuclear waste was impassable, you'd look at this and be like, what a dumb build. But those meleeers never stood a chance. No hope. All right, Shiv. So if we want to make the drugs, let's go get some components. This tending for Nikki is becoming very cumbersome. If you're wondering, I would not have made that choice. I don't blame you for making the choice. It's obviously fun to add more people, but I totally would not have added the waster. Although with that said, the 6-day storm that she brought in definitely gave us a whole lot of trees that we wouldn't have otherwise had. So it wasn't all bad news. Don't I need a drug lab for tea? No, you can make tea on an electric stove. The thing is, if I want to hurt, like, I'm planning on just going like yayo instead of tea for the real high. The advantage of yayo, or flake for that matter, is she's immune to it, and in a time of combat, it's a really good drug to take as a combat enhancer. So if I need her to tank, I can have her tank for us. Because I don't have a dedicated brawler. And that was in the back of my head, is there might be a case where it's like, oh crap, I need someone to like tank a swarm or something, so. How long does catatonic last? It's a bit random. I forget the mean time, like the average amount of time it takes, but it's not quick. I can tell you that much. So if I am going to treat her as a tank, I'm going to not wear this flak jacket out. So that if she ever does have to tank a raid, I get a flak jacket for it. She's gonna wake up and realize it's a storage closet. It's actually just a dung heap. But it's what she deserves. She's done nothing for us yet. So what to research next? We could do psychoid brewing, so that if we do plant psychite, we at least get a benefit from it. So what research next is psych brewing, or regular brewing, which would be beer brewing. Smithing. So smithing, the benefit of that is we would get an electric smithy for stuff like slag, and that also is the line that eventually leads to gun turrets and making better weapons like SMGs. We could just jump straight to microelectronics, which is a lot of investment, but it would give us the high-tech research bench to increase the rate at which we research. Alternatively, we could go with geothermal. So if you're wondering where the closest geothermal geysers are, There aren't many immediately close. Like, there's definitely none inside our walls, but there's one here and one here, which are capturable for power. If you feel like we need power stability. I mean, I personally don't, but you're welcome to disagree. We could also do sterile materials. I usually do sterile materials after I get microelectronics, not before, because the benefit of whatever. Or tube TV as a new recreation type. And I don't think it would be a bad idea to try to set up a chess table as well. So I'll definitely be building that as soon as I get this research done. And I think that's probably all the ones that I'm likely to want to do. So there's the poll. Oh, fertilizer doesn't need research. Yeah, let me add that too. I forgot about that. Fertilizer. Or it's actually called sewage sludge composting. So let's do composting as a 8th option. So there it is. There's the poll. Feel free to vote for what you want. Definitely getting crowded, so adding some additional space to the base is not a bad idea. And you have been in catatonic breakdown for 3.7 days now. Can you add compost to hydroponics? No, I'd have to add it to soil. So the benefit of composting would be for outdoor farming, which maybe we're heading in that direction. I mean, you tell me. My 2 cents, it would make more sense to have deep wells first. And I'll add deep wells to the next poll. So it looks like Psych Brewing is the popular choice, but if you want to change it in the next 40 seconds, that's fine too. Zini, I don't trust you to do this construction, so don't. Definitely don't. Don't screw it up for me. But here we go. A little bit more recreation, and then we also have a table now. Oh, in your games it worked? Well, I'm probably not going to do it anyway. I'm going to fertilize the ground. That's Shiv's goal, after all. Alright, Psych Bruin won by 2. Stay the course. And then this is for after I do Psych Brewing. So I also added deep wells to the poll. So deep water wells taps water in the water table. Right now we're doing okay with water, but if I expanded upon the hydroponic benches or irrigated with sprinklers, we would definitely need more water. Hey, Nikki's up! Interacted too recently, so what is your... Okay, 2%. Hadzini, can you feed her... I'm going to try to feed her the insect jellies next. And speaking of insect jellies, Hadzini, go grab these. Because there is a lot of it. It's 51. Here we go. This might be it. Yes. Don't eat the sludge. I saw you about to eat it. Don't do that. All right, Nikki's gonna get the flak jacket. She doesn't really need a face mask because she's immune to pollution, but whatever. I'll allow it. So she's back. All right, current priority is make drugs for Nikki and expand water capacity. It's also getting quite cold. I'm gonna need to build a heater now. Shiv, I'm gonna have to wake you up. Because the crops aren't gonna grow unless I heat them. Oops. Yeah, don't use that. Don't use that. Let's break these old things down. You just got very embarrassed pooping in front of Hudzini. And then this old plumbing piping can get broken down as well. She is very slow now because of her need for Psychite that is not being met. As you can see, she's really not that mobile, but she's not at risk of coma yet. That comes in 11 days. And I'm pretty sure the Psychoid will be harvestable before then, before she goes full coma. Hey, Shivaru, thanks for the bits. You're enjoying the series? Well, I enjoyed the idea. You guys did not want me to outsource. It might be worth outsourcing Nikki, though. So I'm going to pull that on again. So it does. We're definitely doing deep wells next. Should we outsource Nikki? Yes or no? So if we outsource Nikki, it's for 8 of the 11 days until she goes into a coma. And the issue with keeping Nikki here, in my opinion at least, is she will have the genetic chemical dependency mood modifier the whole time, which makes her very, very, very unhappy and prone to violence and other mood breaks. And loaning her out allows us to mitigate that possibility, and then to bring her back in and be like, and here's drugs, and she gets happy again. It actually solves a problem, I think. But you're welcome to disagree. And I will give her a weapon. I'll give her the Shiv. But it looks like you guys agree with me. So then the question is, what reward do we want? So I'll ask that now. What reward? I'm just going to be lazy and type 1, 2, 3. So we've got 1, which is a Masterwork Great Bow. Very powerful weapon. Doesn't fire super fast, but hits very hard. Uranium or Goodwill. Recurve Bow and Uranium or Goodwill. Shiv, I want you mining. Never mind, we'll go to sleep. I kind of want to figure out the dimensions of this area, but Shiv's just like, no, I'd rather sleep. Here we go. So definitely hitting Overhead Mountain, which is fine. I like the amount of space that we can capitalize on already. And then this is uranium, so I'm not going to hit that just yet. So this goes, yeah, okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. I can work with this. It's Lotus, thank you for the resub. And then it looks like there's room to put in another cooler here, if we want another cooler, which might be good for peak time summers. Nikki, I am not going to have you plank, hut, and grow, because with your current psychic dependency needs, you're just going to fail constantly. Just keep researching. Psychic brewing is done. I don't know how much psychic brewing we're actually going to do. We'll see. And let's get deep wells next. I think it's pretty easy early. I'll call this 10 seconds early. And we'll ship her out for Great Bow. Nikki, 8 days of your life for a Great Bow. How's that feel? Pretty weird, right? I bet. The hell did you... Oh, really? Jerks. Landed all the way out there. Making me hustle. So, pods have arrived for the Great Bow. Great Bow is probably going to be a stronger weapon than Shiv's poor machine pistol, so I'm going to switch up. And this is very easily... this is a perfect freezer chimney. Awesome. So what I'm thinking is stick a door like here, or no, here maybe, and then we have access to chimneys or freezers like this. Smooth it all out and then stick our food in there. Hudzini, let's continue to slate block cut, because now the base is covered in slate blocks. Then we're also going to want to tidy up the base so that food poisoning risk goes down, and then floor it all up. What are those trees? I replanted them here. We had 6 days of rain, and the rain brought in a brief period of fertility on the soil. So then I uprooted the trees that grew naturally and just put them in. Because we like trees. Shouldn't doors be outside Overhead Mountain? Yeah, you're right. They should. Probably something like this, then. So this will be a freezer, and this can be a freezer. That works out pretty well. And then down here, it would be a door and slate walls. All right, actually, I'll just put the slate wall here, maximizing the base space. Not sure how I feel about keeping my my poop in the potential freezer. Well, whatever. All right, so the current priority now is drugs for Nikki, expanded water capacity, and freezer. I hope to eventually aspire to get enough resources to require a freezer. I'll put it that way. The other thing we could do is actually mine out this here and then see if we can't build something on the other side of the freezer. In fact, maybe I shouldn't have smoothed this out because I don't know how exploitable this area is yet. I don't want to get too close to the other side of the mountain, though, because that runs the risk of encouraging sappers and breachers. So I'm not going to go too far. It looks like it kind of ends. So maybe I'll redesign this a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to redesign this a little bit. So instead of where it was, I will stick the chimney in here. It will be a big chimney, but it will look something like that. And I'm just going to smooth this all out. And that way, if we're ever surrounded by manhunters or something like that, we need to go outside or have put a telescope in here or something, it will be some way to benefit from revealed roof. All right, not bad. All right, HUD, that is enough. Now HUD will go back to smoothing it out. So this north wall here, I'll just smooth out. And then we'll have... I think I'll probably end up putting a cooler here. And given that the outdoor temperature is the same as the indoor temperature, now is... There's never going to be a better time than to put the cooler in at this moment. So let's go ahead and get the steel and components for that. Because it is the perfect ambient temperature at this exact moment. Thank you for tuning in to The Castaway, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 18th and March 19th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow castaways,